So I guess this video is gonna be a little bit ironic because I am currently showing Minecraft footage, I think, and I am talking about how I don't play video games anymore, but I specifically want to talk about a game that is not Minecraft, but a little game called Pokemon Go that not many people know about, apparently. Because Pokemon Go has been a big part of my life, past couple of years especially. It really got me out of the house and everything, especially like after COVID. And you can probably even hear my auto catcher vibrating at this very moment because I am driving home from work and I have my auto catcher on. And the thing is that I have been kind of slowly stopping with Pokemon Go. Because for the longest time, it was something I was always really into. Always wanted to play the newest event. Always wanted to get, more shinies, get some walking in and all that. But then something kind of changed. Because then I got a job. And so it turns out, when you're not unemployed, you have a lot less free time to be playing video games. Especially Pokemon Go. And so, what happened is I wasn't really playing that much, but I kind of changed the way I played because I started using the auto catcher while driving, or, have my auto catcher going while I'm working. And so that kind of, it kind of squeezes the definition of play to a very strange thing, because am I really playing the video game when I just have a device that's in my pocket, that's constantly vibrating, that is playing the game for me? And I guess it kind of goes to that whole discussion of, games that are just kind of playing themselves. I think a lot of, Sony kind of first-party stuff where it's all cinematic and, beautiful, and you got, quick time events and all that, but on the other hand, you also have a lot of gameplay elements where realistically the game is just kind of playing itself. And that is something that I feel is a little controversial, because I guess to the average person it's not really a big deal. But when you're playing a video game where you're not actually playing it and you're just kind of watching something and then occasionally pressing buttons, that is sort of weird. And I've always criticized those sorts of games where it's these cinematic experiences where they're not really games in a sense. But now I guess there's kind of an irony to it, because I'm kind of at the point where all I do with Pokemon Go is just turn on my auto catcher and let that basically play the game. And the reason why I'm making this video now, because I've been doing the auto catcher thing for a long while, and I've made videos talking about kind of where I'm at with Pokemon Go. But it's gotten to the point where now I don't even turn on the auto catcher anymore. We've gone past the actually playing the game phase, and then the letting the auto catcher do 99% of the work phase. And now we're just at the point where sometimes I don't even turn on the auto catcher because I don't really care, and I'd rather not have my phone's battery be utterly drained. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre to kind of be at this point where I just don't even really play Pokemon Go anymore. But at the same time, the thing kind of is, I really just don't care. And I've mentioned this multiple times. I just don't care anymore about Pokemon Go. It's just become something that is not particularly exciting to me. And I feel like I've hit a real burnout just with video games in general. But Pokemon Go was like the one saving grace, and now I don't even have that anymore. And so it's kind of made me think a lot. Well, now what? And I've been thinking about trying to play some more games. And I think the main thing I was thinking about was just getting back into Minecraft, getting back into some old Minecraft, some 1.2.5 classic Minecraft from back in the day. That's probably what you're seeing right now. And then other than that, my one coworker has been telling me to play Persona 3 Reload, and I put the disc in my PS4, but that's about as far as I've gotten. Because I don't know. The problem is, am I really gonna sink 60 hours into this game, something like that? I don't know if I have it in me, man. I don't know if I have it in me. So I don't see myself really doing it. Maybe, but probably not. I don't know. So, yeah, there's that. But going back to Pokemon Go, it's just been a very interesting experience to go from playing the game actively to playing the game a little less, but still, playing it, to not really playing the game at all and letting a device do the work for me. And now just not even wanting to turn on that device because I just don't care. That's the point that we've gotten to. And I think that's kind of funny, to be honest. And I think it's also funny I'm saying this when Pokemon Go is open on my phone and I'm about to complete this route. That's another thing too, is that I just haven't even bothered with the routes anymore. I used to come every single day and complete my route. Now I don't even do that anymore. I just don't care. I just don't care, man. So, whatever. This is the point that I've gotten to. And I don't particularly see it changing. And yeah, I don't know. It's a very bizarre kind of point in time for me, where I'm not really playing video games anymore, and that was such a big part of my identity for such a long time. But I think it's also something that has just come with growing up, I guess, and just actually doing adult things, and then realizing there are other things outside of video games that exist that you can do. Because, yes, you can play video games for entertainment. You can also, watch stuff. You can also do things that are fun. And even with walking, too, I feel like one of the things is, like, Pokemon Go was such a core part of, like, walking or going outside for me, because it's like, well, I'm outside, I'm going to be moving, so I might as well have Pokemon Go open. But, for example, when I went on a walk a couple weeks ago with, like, a bunch of people. It was, like, a meetup to go on a walk. And I went on this walk. And, I made the conscious decision to turn off my auto catcher and turn off Pokemon Go and not even look at it. And, funny thing was, there was actually another guy that played Pokemon Go there, and he was like, oh, yeah, you play Pokemon Go too? And I told him I'm like level 75 or whatever. He's like, oh my god, wow, that's really high level. He's only like 50 or something, which 50 used to be the maximum, but now they changed it. But I just was considering that while walking, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care anymore about Pokemon Go, I just don't care. I just don't really enjoy the game as much as I used to. So you know what? Right now, I'm going to turn the game off. How about that? Game is off. I turned it off. And I feel that long term, I probably won't really be playing it that much anymore. And you know, I just thought too, at some point I probably should request off for Go Fest because my cousin really wants to play Go Fest. And you know, that's kind of the big time to like meet people and see people playing Pokemon Go because that's like the one time where everybody's out. But I'm kind of not really excited for it. I don't think they really announced anything either. So it's like it could be fucking Mega Mewtwo. It could be a fucking, you know, shiny Ekans. It's just like here's here's a shiny Ekans. That's the new thing for this Go Fest. I don't know. So it's one of those things where I just don't really care enough anymore. But maybe that'll be exciting because I feel like the only thing that keeps me tethered to the game at this point is that community. And even then, I've been seeing them a lot less, which is ironic because now it's like spring, so you would think I would start seeing them more, but it's just with work, I can't. And then even outside of work, there was that Gigantamax Pikachu day, and I worked, and then I got out, and I said I could have went to the Gigantamax Pikachu thing, but instead I went to a fucking thrift store to look for CDs, and it didn't turn out very well, but it was some content, so that was good, I guess. I don't know. But it's that sort of thing where I'm just like, I feel like there are things I could do that are better with my time than playing fucking Pokemon Go. There was a while ago where it was a really good like olive branch to me to help me get from just playing video games all the time to going out in the real world and doing stuff. That was kind of the big like bridge, I would say. But why do why do I need that bridge now? I've already crossed the bridge. You know? It's like I don't think I'm going back to only playing video games at this point because now I have a life. So what am I supposed to do with that bridge? And so I'm at the point where it's like maybe I just stop constantly trying to mend the bridge that I don't need anymore. It's like if they built like some bridge. They built some shitty bridge to get from one side of a river to another. And then they build a better bridge or something, and it's like, okay, well why are we using the shitty bridge? Why aren't we just using the nice bridge? Well, I guess that analogy kind of doesn't work at the same time, so I don't know. I guess the analogy would be more like you would have a bridge that goes from a really shitty city or something to a better city. And then you have a bridge that goes from that better city to like you know, a really nice place or something. And so it's like, why would I go back to this shitty place when I could just be in the better place? So, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I feel like the big thing too is that I didn't really like how it like took my focus away from the real world. Because I feel like part of the point of the game is that you are going in the real world and doing stuff in the real world, and that is having an impact in the game. And so it like gives you motivation to go out in the real world because then it's like, well, I can get stuff in the game. But it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm in the real world already, so why do I need the game? And ultimately, I feel like there's not really much of a reason for it anymore. So, I don't know. I'm probably not really going to play it as much as I used to. It's kind of a sad thing. But, you know, I'll see the people that I know every once in a while, and I think tomorrow is the Tinka Community Day. I don't know when this is ever going to get uploaded. But tomorrow's the Tinka Community Day, and I am probably going to play that for just a little bit. Like, I'll probably just come out for like 30 minutes or something, because then I have work, which is going to be a glorious night, hopefully, to torture my coworker again, because You know, he tortured me, now I'm gonna torture him. So good luck, buddy. But um I think that I'm probably not gonna play that long because I just don't really care that much. And even if I do play, it's probably just gonna be I'm gonna come out here, walk around for a little bit, have my auto catcher going, and let that be that. Because I don't have the energy to care. So, but with that, I kind of want to get home because I have stuff to do at home, and then I gotta go sleep and do it all over again tomorrow. So, hooray! And dude, I mean, this isn't the past, right? But like, I gotta, I'm probably gonna record some like Minecraft footage or something. I think people unironically really like Minecraft background footage. Like I feel like there are some games because I remember for when I first started, it was it was zombies was the thing I was doing because you know I was still playing a shitload of zombies, and then apart from that, it was I did like one video of Monster Train 2. And then I don't really think I did anything else, but I think a lot of people just like Minecraft footage for some reason. Probably because it's like, you know, like calming or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I guess, you know, I'm gonna play some Minecraft, man. I guess I'm gonna do that. But I don't know. I also have this weird thing where it's like I tend to record a lot of stuff that I play so I can use it as background footage or whatever. And then I never actually do that. And then it was also like a thing where it was making me not want to play games because I didn't want to like go through all the extra effort to record all that stuff. So I don't know. But I do kind of want to play some Minecraft and I could just, you know, record it easily so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like getting my PS4 out and you know, playing some Persona 3 Reload or whatever, making sure that my auto catcher, my capture card isn't, you know, crapping out or something. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I am gonna go in the house because I'm home from work now. I would like to go do stuff and sleep. So yeah, this was something. And yeah, I guess that's it.